Hi everyone, so today I'm gonna give you some tips on how to ease yourself into solo traveling in case you don't want to go backpacking to the other side of the world as your first solo trip and want to ease yourself into it gradually. So my first piece of advice would be to start with day trips, because I'm sure there's plenty of places around where you live that you haven't visited yet. I come from a really tiny country and I haven't been to probably about 70% of the towns there. So I'm sure there's nice, interesting places to explore wherever you live. So yeah, that's kind of a good place to start, to just go somewhere alone for a day, walk around, get used to your own company, and yeah, learn something new about, I guess, your country. Then for your first proper solo trip, I guess, I would start with nearby countries. You don't have to start with like Southeast Asia, where the culture and the way of life is completely different. If you're from Europe, for example, start with other European countries, because it will still be different enough, but at the same time it will be more maybe in your comfort zone to go to a country where the way of life and how day-to-day things function are a little bit more similar to where you come from. Another great tip, I think, is to visit a friend who lives abroad. That's like a great way to explore a new place from a local point of view, and in case something does go wrong, you know that you know someone who lives there and you can count on them, or you can even stay with them and save some money on accommodation as well. That's what I did when I went to Berlin the last time. I had my friend Hannah here in London with me for a week, and then I went to Berlin for a week to visit her, and I had an amazing time. Another thing you can do, even if you don't travel alone actually, is to spend days on your own. So if you're going somewhere with a group of people, with your friends, maybe take an afternoon off or the whole day and go do your things. If your interests, for example, don't match, it is best for everyone to go do their own thing and then meet together again for, I don't know, lunch or dinner. That's something that I actually do quite often. When I went to Stockholm with my friends, I spent the whole day by myself because they wanted to go shopping and I wanted to go to the ABBA museum, so that's what I did. Now, once you actually do go on your solo trip, one great thing to do if you have friends or acquaintances there but you're not visiting them per se, like I mentioned before, is to ring them up and meet up for coffee or lunch, because that will really help you out to go through that like loneliness stage. It's always great to have some face-to-face human interaction, especially if you're spending like a long amount of time in a certain place and you don't really know anyone. But if you don't know anyone in the city and maybe, I don't know, you can't meet people because you're staying in a hotel, not a hostel, I would definitely suggest you to keep in touch with your friends and family back home, because it will still get you that bit of social interaction you need, and also something to, I don't know, look forward to at the end of the day, to share your experiences with someone. But yeah, that's one of my tips, to like be social even if you don't have anyone around you. And with social media these days and all these apps like Viber, WhatsApp, it's really easy to stay in touch with people from everywhere and feel like you're not lonely even if you are spending your days all by yourself. Then if you want to travel to a country where maybe you don't feel safe to travel alone, or if you just don't want to travel alone but still want to go on a trip that none of your friends and family wants to come with, go with an agency. There's obviously plenty of agencies around and you have to find one that's like a good fit for you. A lot of them are centered around like a specific age group or like a specific interest. Most of these people usually come on these trips alone, and yeah, you can then just travel together, meet new people. A lot of the itineraries also sometimes give you like a day off or like an afternoon off so that you can go do your own things. And yeah, like I said, there's also trips that are maybe reserved for a group of people with similar interests, like photography trips, which is something that I would love to go to. I would love to join like a photography tour group and just go to a location with fellow photographers who love to travel and take a whole bunch of photos at the same time, because they would get me, I would get them, I could learn something new. So that's definitely something that I have on my bucket list. Another one of my tips for first-time solo travelers is to stay where you feel comfortable. I know solo traveling is usually associated with backpacking and budget options and hostels, but You don't have to stay in a hostel if you don't feel comfortable or safe. You can book a hotel, like no one will judge you. So yeah, treat yourself, put your comfort first and also your safety. My last tip would actually be don't travel at night, especially if you're a female. Flights at like late or very early hours are usually a lot cheaper and therefore a lot more people have a tendency to book them. But if you are going someplace alone and you land in the middle of the night and I don't know, maybe you can't find a hotel or something goes wrong, it's just gonna be really stressful, and some places are also dangerous to walk around at night alone, especially when you're obviously a traveler and have like money on you. So yeah, I would definitely suggest you to book a flight during daytime so that when you arrive to the destination, in case everything goes wrong, you still have like time to deal with it. So these were some of my tips on how to ease yourself into solo traveling. If you're considering traveling solo for the first time in your life, I really hope they were helpful. If they were, I would really appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with my future videos, where I'll give you even more tips on traveling, and I'm also working on some exciting London travel guides. And as per usual, a lot of travel vlogs and London vlogs are coming your way as well. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button too so that you get notified whenever I upload. But yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really asking.